Your Flight News updates. It is official. North Dakota's only abortion clinic has relocated out of state. Red River Women's Clinic owner Tammy Cromanacre says the clinic has opened a new facility in Moorhead off Highway 75. Cromanacre says the move was made with the help of nearly $1 million in donations. The clinic's suing to block a trigger law here in North Dakota that will ban abortion. Abortion does remain legal in Minnesota. Should you be expecting issues with COVID-19 this school year in Fargo? Superintendent Dr. Rupak Gandhi says not nearly as much, but the district's still playing a bit of catch-up.
Obviously, COVID changed the plans and the scheduled plans that we had put in place because that was a uncontrolled disruption in terms of not only the modality in which we provide instruction, but a lot of the other pieces and factors that came into place.
Dr. Gandhi does say, though, that the learning process throughout the pandemic has been something he's looked forward to.
I'm also just excited to learn from COVID and capitalize on those opportunities because I think there's a lot to learn from the last couple of years and be optimistic about the state of education moving forward.
This comes as mitigation strategies like masking and social distancing are expected to be relaxed this school year. And the University of North Dakota is set to have a few more birds on its campus this semester. Bird scooters could be on the way to the campus. About 140 of the low-speed electric scooters will be scattered across the university within possibly the next few weeks. Rides would cost $1 to start, then 39 cents per each minute after initial use. The final decision will be made by the city of Grand Forks, who will also possibly allow the scooters to be used throughout the entirety of the city. I'm Kyle Cornell with The Flag and AM1100theflag.com. First with news when you need to know.
Don't start harvest off with sore feet. Stop in and purchase a pair of Red Wing boots. Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. If you're planning on coming to Fargo for Big Iron, make sure to put Red Wing shoes and custom insoles on the top of your list. Nothing's worse than sore feet during harvest. Stop in and check out our vast selection of styles and colors. You'll be surprised. 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing shoes for ultimate durability.
This is a Fox News alert, a high-level request for a warrant. I'm Rich Dennison. The nation's top law enforcement officer says he personally signed off on the request for a warrant to search former President Trump's Florida home.
Days after the FBI executed a court-approved search warrant on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, Attorney General Merrick Garland says he personally approved the warrant application.
The department does not take such a decision lightly. Where possible, it is standard practice to seek less intrusive means as an alternative to a search.
Garland did not detail the basis of the search, but says the Justice Department has asked the federal court to unseal portions of the search warrant.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. The Attorney General saying he's moving to release details of the warrant because of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest. Former President Trump on his social media site saying his attorneys and representatives were cooperating with federal officials. The CDC will no longer advise Americans to quarantine if they come into close contact with an infected person, and social distancing is no longer necessary.
COVID-19 guidance will also change for schools, with the agency ending its recommendation for routine daily testing. Masking up is still encouraged in areas with high community transmission or if a person is considered at high risk of severe illness. The move represents a big shift for a pandemic-weary public craving a return to normalcy. CDC officials say the new guidelines are driven by recognition that about 95% of Americans 16 and older have some level of immunity from prior infections or vaccination.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. A standoff is over in Ohio between law enforcement and an armed man who led police on a chase and exchanged gunfire after attempting to break into the Cincinnati FBI field office. No word yet on the suspect's condition. America's listening to Fox News.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
From the very beginning, and every workday since, at every shift and every individual effort, we carry a common purpose, a common cause. It's a duty we proudly honor, knowing behind every product we build is your faith in us, dedicated to the craft of gun making, dedicated to your freedom, equality, security, and the promise of this great country. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. Learn more at smith-wesson.com.
Partly to mostly cloudy throughout this evening with a slight chance for a couple of scattered showers. We'll have wind out of the southeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and we'll hang on to the light wind through the overnight hours with a slight chance for a few scattered showers. Lows dip into the lower 60s, and we'll warm back into the lower 80s on Friday. We'll be a bit on the windy side with wind gusting up to 30 out of the southeast, partly to mostly cloudy again with a slight chance for a few showers in the morning. From the Skywatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Justin Storm.
Today's weather is brought to you by Summit Carbon Solutions. The ethanol industry is critical for the North Dakota economy and our farmers. Summit Carbon Solutions is opening new economic opportunities for ethanol producers and helping maintain a strong market for corn growers while generating millions of dollars in new property taxes to help local communities support our schools and hospitals. Visit summitcarbonsolutions.com to learn how this project is driving the future of agriculture in North Dakota.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
What you got?
I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
I wonder if some of the FBI agents rolled up to the Trump Mar-a-Lago singing, I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, baby. It was announced today. Attorney General Merrick Garland made a statement. Yes, he personally signed off on the search warrant into Trump's house, Mar-a-Lago. I mean, shocking news. We're going to break it down with a very special guest with us in studio. Welcome to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Do you still feel free in the United States of America after watching what's happening these past few days? I mean, you can just see things squeezing when it comes to our liberty and freedom. We're coming to you live from the PetroServe USA studio, helping you and America fuel better. Here's what I want to do. We are going to play a good chunk, if not most, of Merrick Garland's statement from earlier today, because I think there's some real gems in there. You and I have talked many times before. When these people get up in front of the mic, it is all... And then I think about POTUS. Most of the time, it is all very, very well scripted and has got a purpose behind every single word. And so I'm excited today because we've got an attorney with us. He's also running for judge here in our community in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and David Chapman. So, Counselor, it's good to see you. I guess I just want to start with, you hear this news about the raid on President Trump. I'm sure you've heard the statement from Merrick Garland, which we'll analyze here in a moment, but just your initial reaction as an attorney and also as you're running for judge, know that it was a magistrate judge, that signed off on this warrant.
Right. Well, I mean, I listened to the Attorney General's statement this afternoon, and he was talking about faithful adherence to the rule of law and the even-handed application of the law. So, I mean, in essence, you cannot say that if something was going on here, and it's not necessarily the former president, it could be somebody else involved who is a target of a criminal investigation, and they're trying to apply the law and get the information. A search warrant is basically akin to a writ of discovery from a court, saying that somebody's going to turn over information, and it's required in terms of getting around the Fourth Amendment's we're secure in our persons and property, and you cannot have a search without a warrant unless there's exigent circumstances that allow the officer to go in, such as a crime is occurring right at that moment, and that evidence will be destroyed if they don't go in, such as the OJ situation where they had, bloody clothes in the house and things like that, where they felt that they had to go in and get some of that information. That's a little different than this situation where they actually went and got a warrant. I tend to think they had to have had pretty solid information in order to be able to go in there, because this afternoon with Attorney General Garland saying that he personally signed off on it, he knew there was going to be a firestorm that was going to follow this. And the fact that they're moving to release the affidavit and the search warrant shows that they must have had a basis to be able to go in there. And it's not necessarily Donald Trump that's the target.
Well, and you brought up a good point in the presser saying, hey, look, former president, if he wanted to, he could put out the warrant. He could put out the personal property receipt. There's one that's out there, and he hasn't. So what does that say?
That's really between him and his legal counsel as to exactly what he wanted released. Primarily, I think the biggest concern is the fact that the National Archives and Records Administration said that boxes of documents that were turned over previously contain classified information, and possession of classified information is against the law. And if he had classified information in there and did not bring in the National Archives and Records Administration to determine exactly what he could have and what he couldn't, there could be a problem there, but not necessarily for him, because I have a hard time believing that at the end of his administration, his biggest concern was running around grabbing a document here and a document there. I think probably this was based on advice. Presidents have papers for a number of different reasons, memoirs and other things that they do. And if he was advised that, hey, yeah, it's fine to take this, and he took it and there was classified information in there, he could have a problem, but the person who's the custodian could have a problem too if they've got it.
Right, but the other piece, he's the president of the United States. He can declassify things as well. So couldn't he simply just say, "Hey, this is declassified. You've got no right to this." And I think the other important note that I want you to speak to is that there already was a subpoena out there for this. They were, according to all reports, cooperating with the authorities. So why go to the level of a warrant with 100 agents, 30 people inside the house? There's a lot in those couple questions, but take them.
Right. There's a couple of things here. First of all, yes, he can deal with classified information, but he's no longer president of the United States. And if it wasn't declassified when he left, he can't do it now. But at the same time, this is also dealing with presidential papers and the Presidential Papers Act and the property of the United States. That's what those presidential papers are. And the
Attorney General Wayne Stenjo.
yeah, the archivist keeps that. And you bring up a good point, because emails are public records in North Dakota, and they should not have been destroyed either. And there was probably a concern here that documents would be lost or that documents would be destroyed. Apparently, the FBI had studied the surveillance videos of the areas of who was coming and going from Mar-a-Lago, and they also instructed them to put a better lock on the room that these documents were held in. So there was probably some security concern as to exactly what was going to disappear from there. And we know from experience that documents vanish. I mean, look at Sandy Berger stuffing documents down his pants when he left an examination of classified documents, and he got caught.
Well, if you're just joining us, Attorney David Chapman is with us. We're going to be breaking down Merrick Garland's statement earlier today about the Trump raid, and I will call it a raid. A lot of people on the left don't like that term, but there's also, and I don't think this is a coincidence. I mean, shortly before this FBI raid took place, there was a story from Maggie Haberman of the New York Times where President Trump used to just flush documents down the toilet. There was pictures. So, I mean, does that play into this equation at all, or?
There very well could be concerns about that, especially we don't know what's in those documents. We don't know what's in the boxes of stuff he had. And if there was a potential for destruction of documents, then there could be lost evidence as well. And, as I said,
100 agents? That just seems...
Yeah, it depends on how many documents they had. I think there was over 900 man hours of time that went into this between all of the agents that were at the property. So it was a lot of people in a long time, but we don't know how many documents were down there. The FBI did, because they had seen the location previously as to where these were stored.
Which I think brings me back to then, because there's just so much bluster right now around this topic. If I'm President Trump, why not then just go, look, these guys raided my house with 100 agents, and I just put it online for this, and I show them, here's the warrant, because they gave me a property receipt of what they took, right? Like, just something doesn't quite add up to me with that.
There could have been advice to him from counsel to not disclose that, depending on what they seized in terms of the inventory, and depending on who those documents would be used against. If it's somebody that he doesn't want to cause legal liability to, then he may not want to release those at this time and let the defense lawyers for the person who is the target of that take over and defend the case. He doesn't want to undermine things. That could be one reason. The other reason is it could be a PR disaster if there are certain things in there that are classified, especially given how he treated Hillary Clinton's emails.
Well, let's get to that, because we're getting some comments here. If you want to call in, David Chapman again with us, an attorney, breaking down what's going on here with this search warrant for President Donald Trump. Merrick Garland spoke earlier today. We are going to get to that. If you want to call into the show, 701-271-1100. Again, 701-271-1100. Kerry says, how do they know what was missing if they didn't have copies and thus knowledge of what was on the documents? What a clown show. There are a lot of rumors that there was a rat inside Mar-a-Lago. In fact, apparently many times President Trump would say to people, hey, be careful what you say on the phone. He would ask people, do you think the phones are Biden's tapping us? Which, if this was 2012, 15, I would say that's crazy. But remember when President Trump suggested that Obama was tapping Trump Tower, everyone thought he was nuts. And sure enough, it ended up being true.
And we do not know if that's the case because warrants can also be issued for electronic surveillance. And if we don't know where this information came from, I mean, we get kind of indications from what Attorney General Garland said this afternoon. He said federal law prevents him saying more, as well as his ethics and other Department of Justice, longstanding Department of Justice policy. When he says federal law, and it makes you wonder exactly what kind of testimony may be going on behind the scenes if there's a grand jury impaneled dealing with issues, and they can't say anything as to exactly what goes on in those proceedings.
In my opinion, there's got to be, because it talked about a grand jury subpoena that took place earlier. My question for you, and again, I know you don't know the target, and I asked Senator Kramer this question. Do you believe President Trump will be indicted, and if so, when?
That's a good question. Depends on the facts and depends on exactly.
Does it depend on the facts?
But I mean, this warrant could also be based on sworn testimony. It doesn't have to be based on an affidavit. It doesn't have to be based on somebody coming before the magistrate. If they had a grand jury transcript where they said, okay, we called in Mr. X, he sat down, he said, hey, I worked on the keeping custody of these papers and going through them and cataloging them, and I saw classified information in there, and a memo from January 21st or whatever. And they say, okay, now we know specifically what the document is, what it says, where it's kept. And those are specific details that have to be in a search warrant. They have to detail what they're looking for and where they're going to search for it. So it's not a generalized fishing expedition. You've got a magistrate that actually signs off on this. So, and you can bet that when it's the former president of the United States, that magistrate's going to be pretty careful. And
you think so?
I think so. In terms of the probable cause warrant, I generally think the judges are very careful anyway. I mean, I've seen search warrants in federal cases that I've handled, and they are well written and detailed.
All right, I want to get to a comment here. Dale says, yeah, I guess we could talk to Hillary. She knows how to take classified information and email it to her buddies. That's not in the government. She knows how to destroy it, even though it was subpoenaed. And Obama walked out with 30 million pages. I have heard that he had a lot of papers that Obama did still have not been put up online. And he said he was going to. And so, again, it just becomes this legal double standard, correct?
Yes, and unfortunately, we can't put that on Attorney General Garland because he wasn't there at that time. How former attorney generals handled this is a totally different matter. I'm hoping that he's doing this in terms of exactly what he said for even application of the law. Maybe he would have gone after Hillary Clinton and President Obama just the same and got those documents back. We don't know. I don't know that the White House would have been so thrilled about that.
Or Hunter Biden, or the way he's gone after parents. I mean, it's hard to say that what he said today, but hey, this is going to be equal justice under the law is actually true and accurate. I want to remind you, if you want to email in, again, we've got attorney David Chapman joining us here today, talking about the statement from Merrick Garland and just sort of the overall synopsis of what this search warrant means for the United States of America. If you want to email us at studio@chrisbergshow.com. Again, studio@chrisbergshow.com. I want to say thank you so much to Red Wing Shoes for sponsoring our studio inbox. If you are someone right now that is working hard, you got a blue collar gig and you need some protective boots that are customized for your feet, go to 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo, or just go to redwingshoes.com. Again, that's redwingshoes.com.
WZFG AM 1100 is live and on location.
Hey, it's Alex Taylor from the Need to Know Morning Show. I am hanging out here at Three Lions Pub in West Fargo. We're located right off of 13th Avenue. You can't miss it. It's a great place to come. Jay and I come here all the time, and they're open for lunch again starting at 11 o'clock and dinner and all that. But I'm going to be here until about 6 o'clock with flag hats, and I've got some Three Lions gift certificates to give away too. And if you're hanging out later on, it's trivia night. Happy hour goes until 6 with $3 off apps and $1 off you calls it. But there's all kinds of specials every day of the week. There's $2 off baskets today and $3.50 pounders and $4 craft pounders. If you come out tomorrow, on Friday, it's 2 dinners for $25, $3 Morgan's, Tito's, and ice holes and Fireball.
Your farm and business depends on a reliable source for energy. PetroServe USA is the customer-owned co-op committed to being a stable source of fuel for your equipment and propane to dry your grain. We have the capacity to make sure you never run out of fuel and to keep prices stable. Dependability, competitive prices, and exemplary service. That's PetroServe USA, helping America fuel better.
PetroServe USA.
Call today.
To mac and cheese bites. Sounds good. Banger sandwiches and breaded mushrooms. Alex Taylor live at Three Lions Pub on 13th Avenue in West Fargo. Come on out. I'll be here till 6 o'clock or so. Love to see you out.
As a business owner or operator, have you ever wondered how much money your unreliable IT network's downtime is costing you? Do you wish you had an IT professional but think you can't afford one? With managed IT services from 702 Communications, you get an entire team of IT professionals to handle all of your business IT needs, and all for much less than you think. Right now, for a limited time, 702 Communications is offering your first month of managed services free with the promo code THEFLAG. Call 702 Communications today at 218-284-5702. And our managed service team will help you find a technology solution that fits your needs and puts your mind at ease. For a limited time, call 702 Communications today at 218-284-5702 or go to 702com.com and get your first month of managed services free with promo code THEFLAG.
Busy schedules? Lots to do? Make mow time with the Husqvarna robotic mower. It's like a Roomba for your lawn. It's designed for rough terrains and steep hills. Includes all-wheel drive, Bluetooth cellular, and GPS. It's great for the lake. Midwest Automowers offers the best Automowers available. Service and installation included. So all you have to do is sit back and relax. Contact your local Midwest Automower dealers at MidwestAutomowers.com. That's at MidwestAutomowers.com today.
Top bosses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat. And we'll hang out in the coolest bars and the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy.
Welcome back to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Coming to you live from the PetroServe USA studio, helping you and America fuel better. If you're out and about today, please stop into your local PetroServe USA, grab some gas and some delicious goodies. All right, lots to get to. We've got attorney David Chapman with us. He's also running to be a judge in our area, breaking down the most recent conversation in regards to the search warrant on Mar-a-Lago and Merrick Garland, our attorney general, his statement from earlier today. Now, post Merrick Garland's statement, I'm just seeing this. President Trump has put out a statement as well. It says in a pair of posts here to Truth Social, President Trump said his attorneys were cooperating fully. They had developed very good relationships. He goes on to say the government could have had whatever they wanted if we had it. Trump said everything was fine, better than most previous presidents. And then out of nowhere and with no warning, Mar-a-Lago was raided at 6:30 in the morning by a very large number of agents and even safe crackers. Can't you see Trump? And then they had safe crackers were in my house. So that's the latest there. Now, you and I were talking offline. We had Senator Kevin Cramer on earlier this week, and many people were kind of downplaying, hey, did Joe Biden know about this or not? He said absolutely. In fact, if Joe Biden did not know about the search warrant, then AG Garland was, derelict in his duty and should be impeached. And what say you? Do you think Joe Biden knew about this?
I don't think there's any way that he didn't know about it.
Wow.
Execute a search warrant on a former president of the United States and your attorney general doesn't tell you. I would find that to be just preposterous. And again, this afternoon, the White House said that they didn't know anything about the search. And they actually said they didn't know Garland was going to go out and make a statement this afternoon. It's like that. I just don't buy any of those statements. It's beyond belief.
So I didn't want to go there today, but there's just such a lack of trust right now in people and institutions in this nation. How would we ever find out if Garland spoke to him and get to the truth on this and then do something about it?
Well, and interestingly, Garland hasn't said that whether he told the president personally. The White House said the White House wasn't told. So are we being told, okay, are they playing word games and saying officially the White House counsel's office wasn't notified, but he picked up the phone and talked to Biden and told him? That would be a different story altogether. Or told the vice president, and the vice president told the president. I mean, there could be any number of ways that they could say, well, I never did say the president didn't know about it. I just said that we officially didn't notify the White House.
I just happened to put this piece of paper, underneath the Oval Office door, and I don't know how that happened, but I do want to break down some of Merrick Garland's statements. I'm assuming that many of you have not heard his statement. If you got any questions for Attorney David Chapman, again, he's running for judge. Number to call in, 701-271-1100. Again, 701-271-1100. Here's some of what Merrick Garland said earlier today.
Good afternoon. Since I became Attorney General, I have made clear that the Department of Justice will speak through its court filings and its work. Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week.
So, Counselor, that seems like a chess move right there, that they now are going to unseal this. What say you?
I think that he's going to release, or hopefully be able to release this so that the public can see exactly what they're looking at, because they don't want the former president having a PR moment and being able to use this as much as possible publicly. So I think that's why they're going to go ahead and release this to show, hey, this was totally above board. Here's the affidavit that the magistrate saw. This wasn't some behind closed doors type smoke-filled room deal. This was an above-board affidavit with good information. Here's what we had.
Yeah, because Eric Trump apparently has been coming out and going, hey, my dad is just raking in the dough right now, raising off this. Like, they're sending out emails and raising money and just raking it in. And so I'm sure that they're like, hey, whoa, wait a second. We better get out in front of this thing and get some information out there. Here's more from AG Merrick Garland.
That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president. The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right. Copies of both the warrant and the FBI property receipt were provided on the day of the search to the former president's counsel, who was on site during the search. The search warrant was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause. The property receipt is a document that federal law requires law enforcement agents to leave with the property owner. The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter. Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law.
Oh, they're going to go to an ad. So do you want to comment on him saying, hey, look, this is the bedrock of our democracy, is the rule of law?
Well, yeah, and I guess, there's going to be criticism of that, but I think that definitely they'd be attacked if they didn't release it, and if they didn't try to. What I find interesting is he continuously refers to Donald Trump as the former president, the former president, the former president. He does not refer to him by name, and that's a political tactic, because political candidates will say, my opponent, because they don't want to give their opponent the airtime for their name to be out there for everybody else. And so there's some politics figuring into this as well.
Absolutely. And that's why, I mean, we all know the old saying about you can indict a ham sandwich. That, in my opinion, I think the indictment's coming. It's just a matter of time. It may be in September. They're going to just continue to try to ensure that he's not able to run in 2024.
That remains to be seen,
All right.
and it depends on who the target is.
Here's more from AG Merrick Garland.
Fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing. All Americans are entitled to the even-handed application of the law, to due process of the law, and to the presumption of innocence.
Does that apply to the January 6 people too?
They would contend no, but yes, even application law, everyone's entitled to that.
But you know what I'm getting at. I mean, come on,
Yep.
these guys have been locked up forever. I thought we had the rights to a speedy trial. Yes.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
Okay.
unless they waive it.
Much of our work is by necessity conducted out of the public eye. We do that to protect the constitutional rights of all Americans and to protect the integrity of our investigations. Federal law, long-standing department rules, and our ethical obligations prevent me from providing further details as to the basis of the search at this time.
Let me ask you this, because this is definitely outside the norm. Like, this is sort of Comey-esque, right? Like when Comey spoke up about the Hillary Clinton situation, you never do that. Yet he's doing this. Why, in your opinion?
I think it's politics and the mistrust of the Department of Justice. And the one thing I did hear him say this afternoon was he did praise the people who work in the Department of Justice. And there may be a few in there who are not honest or corrupt. And, you know, we've seen that in the past in terms of investigations into Crossfire Hurricane and other things that went on. But on the whole, the federal employees at the Department of Justice and also the investigators do their job honestly. So I'm glad to hear that he said that. But at the same time, you know, I think that there's this PR thing. They're doing damage control right now because Donald Trump is a master of PR and he's out there using this PR wise.
Exactly. All right. I got about 45 seconds left. I know you are running for a judgeship here locally. So people want to find out more about your campaign, about you. Where can they go?
They can go to Facebook, Chapman for Judge, and we got a Facebook page and information there. And there'll be more coming from there too.
And what's the judge? I mean, it's like 3 counties, right? Like,
right. It's the East Central Judicial District, and it's judgeship number 4. Judge Marquardt's retiring at the end of this year, and it is myself and my opponent running. And so in November, it'll be the general election, and then the winner takes office in January.
well played. You and your opponent. Well played. I appreciate that. We got so into the conversation. We didn't even get to all of AG Merrick Garland's comments, but I would encourage you to check them out and listen to them in their entirety. Counselor Chapman, great to see you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. When we come back, we've got our Williston economic update. Remember, this weekend, you've got the Babe Ruth World Series happening in Williston. We got a special guest joining us to talk about all the great things happening in the wonderful city of Williston. Also, want to remind you, if you're someone right now who's dealing with long COVID, you can't think straight, you can't taste, you can't smell, do yourself a favor, go check out Siraset of Fargo. It's a free consultation. All you got to do is grab your phone right now, dial 701-566-5231. Again, 701-566-5231. That is Siraset of Fargo. Stay with us.
Partly to mostly cloudy throughout this evening with a slight chance for a couple of scattered showers. We'll have wind out of the southeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and we'll hang on to the light wind through the overnight hours with a slight chance for a few scattered showers. Lows dip into the lower 60s, and we'll warm back into the lower 80s on Friday. We'll be a bit on the windy side with wind gusting up to 30 out of the southeast, partly to mostly cloudy again with a slight chance for a few showers in the morning. From the Skywatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Justin Storm.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Lacey here with Precision Concrete Cutters. You've heard our ads about egress windows. They add sunlight, they provide an escape and add value to your home. All true, but I'd like to let you in on a little secret. You can add an egress window anywhere, even if there's no existing window. I know this because at Precision Concrete Cutters, we specialize in egress window installation and replacement. Precision Concrete Cutters, 701-280-7038. That's 280-7038.
Think about it. Minnesota collected way more from taxpayers than it needs, resulting in the largest budget surplus in history. It's time to give it back. Think about it. State spending is at an all-time high. The rainy day fund is full, and our income tax rates are the 6th highest in the country. Hey, Governor Walz, it's our surplus. Give it back. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Do you have money in the bank or the stock market? Do you check the balance often? Why wouldn't you do the same for your biggest asset, your home? If you want to know right now what you could sell your home for in this hot market, go to FargoHomeValues.com. Type in any address and find out instantly. You might be surprised how much you could get for your home. Again, that website is FargoHomeValues.com, or call me, John Nosala, for a personal valuation. Find out more at JKPropertyPartners.com.
Employers, does the competitive job market have you down? Now more than ever, make certain your pay and benefits are competitive, and High Road Partners can help. High Road Partners is a full-service employee benefits brokerage and HR firm serving small businesses in the region, helping you design a strategy to attract and retain talented employees, locally owned and operated. Let's succeed together. Visit highroadpartners.com today. highroadpartners.com.
Guess who's coming to West Fargo? Hi, this is Matthew Carlson, owner of Fix It Forward Auto Care. Come visit us at our new location at 1224 13th Avenue East in front of Menards. Our growing team provides the quality, integrity, and service that you've come to expect, now with 3 Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo locations. Find us online at fixitforwardautocare.com. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care. From the kennel to the coop, whatever the season, Fleet Farm has everything to keep your animals happy and healthy. From training your pup to sit season, to mastering those retrieval skills season. From clipping your horse for competition season, to keeping the backyard birds well-fed season. And of course, loving your pets like family season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Because we have it all. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution. Be the baby.
Love this song. Welcome back to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. I want to remind you, if you want to email into the show anytime, 24/7. We also want to say thank you to Red Wing Shoes for sponsoring our studio email inbox. All you got to do is just go to studio@chrisbergshow.com. Again, that's studio@chrisbergshow.com. And then want to invite you, if you're someone out there working hard, you need some great protective custom fit work boots that make you and your feet feel great, go check out redwingshoes.com. Again, that's redwingshoes.com. Teresa here in Fargo runs the show here. She'll do a great job, and be sure and take care of you and your feet. All right, it's Thursday. That means it's time for our Williston Economic Development Update. We got a special guest joining us today, Anthony Dudas. He's the Williston Airport Director. He's been there since 2011, which is like probably the premier time to take over, because the growth that he's seen in the area of Williston's got to be just absolutely epic. So, Anthony, welcome to the show. It's great to have you. If you don't mind, let's just start there. I mean, it's mind-boggling to see the growth in Williston over the last 10, 11 years. What's it been like there, just being on the ground and seeing everything coming in and out of that airport?
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris. Thanks for having me. And you are absolutely correct. It's been a fantastic decade here in Williston, and to see the growth that we've had throughout our region and at our community, and my small role here at the airport, working from a very small, very constrained facility that saw 1,000% growth in passengers from 2010 to 2014. And then the culmination of the relocation of our airport to XWA in 2019. It's been just truly amazing to see the change that's happened in our community and where we've grown to be really a family-friendly community, and continuing to work to enhance the quality of life for those that are continuing to relocate to Williston and northwestern North Dakota to help support our industries, and those that have lived here their entire lives.
Yeah, and the things that you're doing to obviously improve people's quality of life there, where they can bounce in and out of some different places. For example, Vegas, baby, Vegas. You got some flights that are coming from Sun Country going down to Vegas soon.
Yeah, we're really excited. Last year, we commenced and kicked off our initial inauguration service with Sun Country Airlines. They're a low-cost carrier. They offer really reasonable rates, as low as $65 one way to Las Vegas. So our second season of that service is going to start on September 8th and run through December 18th this year, about a month longer than last year. And we're just continuing to work towards that quality of life enhancement for our community. This is something that we couldn't offer at our former facility. The aircraft are too large for what we had for infrastructure at our old airport. And we're really enthusiastic about our partnership with Sun Country Airlines and the ability to offer this great service to Las Vegas this fall.
So $65, Williston to Vegas. You can win that back on one crap roll, right? You just put it on a hard 4, hit the hard 4, and you get your money back for the flight. Yes,
absolutely.
All right. The other thing I'm excited to hear from you, because I'm sure it's been just super busy as of late, because you've got the 14-year-old Babe Ruth World Series coming into town. I think they probably start flying in this weekend. What kind of special things are you doing to welcome people from all over this great country into the special town of Williston?
Well, this has really been a full community effort, and our whole community is really excited to have these teams from around the nation come and play at Williston. And they actually started arriving yesterday, and most of them are arriving today, where we've got our Convention and Visitors Bureau and the entire team that has put on the Babe Ruth World Series, making sure that their arrivals are seamless and getting them to where they need to go. And, trying to be that great front door to our community, to our region, for these folks that are coming from around the nation, to see what has changed in Williston, and hoping that they have a great time while they're here over the next week.
I got to say, because, as you know, everyone's having these workforce problems. And so it's sort of that first impression when they hit the ground, they walk in the door at the airport, that you never know what might kind of spark somebody to go, hey, this place has got their act together, feels great. I mean, no pressure, Anthony, but, it's kind of important to make sure that they have a great experience. If you're just joining us, it's our Williston Economic Development Update. We do this every Thursday. It's great to hear what's happening out in Western North Dakota. Anthony Dudas, he's the Williston Airport Director, joining us today. The other nice thing is, so they kick off, they've got a big drone show this Sunday for the Babe Ruth World Series in Williston. They kick the thing off, gets going. And then the following Saturday, I believe the 20th, is when they're going to have the championship, but also something else special happened in Williston that day. What's going on?
Yeah, we've got our second annual air show here at XWA. And this is something that we've in the airport been working towards for a long time. We hosted fly-in breakfasts up until last year. And last year we had our first ever air show. And all of the performers last year were North Dakota based. The Peach family, those two brothers were out here last year. Kent Peach was inducted into the Air Show Hall of Fame last year. So this year we've got the Commemorative Air Force coming out with a B-25, providing air rides to anybody who's interested in purchasing one of those rides on Friday and Saturday next week. And they're also going to be performing in the air show. We've got some more North Dakota natives with Rad Aerosports and North Valley Aircraft. They're all out of Valley City, North Dakota. And also Jeff Bourbon. He's got a really unique airplane that is basically two aircraft welded together with a jet engine strapped to the bottom of it. And so some really, truly amazing acts that we're going to have. The University of North Dakota is going to be out here providing some demonstrations of their aerobatics and what they use to teach their students over at the University of North Dakota Aerospace Program. And then we've also got some really great static displays. The Army National Guard will be here with their Black Hawk helicopter. The Civil Air Patrol will have a few aircraft on display. We'll have our medevac teams on site, and they'll be showing around their aircraft, both helicopter and fixed wing. and a few other kind of unique aspects. We have an aviation high school program, and that aviation instructor there at the Williston High School will be out here with their flight simulators for families to come out and play around with, see what our community has to offer for aviation. At the end of the day, our hope is just to bring people out to the airport to see a really family-friendly aviation event, get people out here to see our beautiful new piece of infrastructure to support northwestern North Dakota.
I mean, it's a lot of big things happening for the city of Williston, right now and over the next few weeks. So I'm curious, what's the buzz like in town, and which one are you most excited about?
Well, I'm near and dear to this air show, and I'm really excited for it. But I can't ask for all of these events, really. It's just it's fantastic to be able to host these things, be able to offer these types of activities to our community, to our region, to the nation with the Babe Ruth World Series. And it's something that our community has continued to grow into, and we are continuing to see that change to grow and provide those quality of life enhancements. That's something that has been near and dear to our city leadership. And I hope that our airport is continuing to prove and push that goal forward.
Anthony Dudas joining us. He's the Williston Airport Director. It's our Williston Economic Development Update. So I got about 60 seconds left or so, Anthony. Want to just give you a chance. I mean, for people maybe out here in the eastern part of the state that don't often get out to Williston, just what's your sales pitch? Why come out, spend some time in Williston with you?
Most people I speak with haven't been to Williston in more than a decade. And I always just give them that quick pitch that you really got to come and see what this community has changed into. Williston was a sleepy prairie town pre-2010. And a lot of things changed. The energy industry came with a lot of challenges, but a lot of opportunity as well. And the city of Williston has really made drastic improvements and changes to continue to see just a great quality of life. Our community is young and diverse, and we've got a lot of great things happening in Williston, North Dakota.
Is it pretty easy just to jump on a flight from Fargo and get to Williston?
It's not a direct flight. You'd have to connect through Minneapolis, but it is pretty easy.
So I got to go to Minneapolis and then get to Williston.
Yeah, unfortunately, those direct connections don't exist in North Dakota.
Yeah, we need to maybe start our own airline or something, right? Like we got a mill, we got a bank. We can definitely start our own little North Dakota airline to bounce around on some Lear jets or something. So Anthony Dudas, really, really appreciate the insight, man. Enjoy the air show, the World Series, the drones, the whole thing. And plus, I'm hoping you're going to bounce down to Vegas and hit the tables every now and then.
Yeah, I hope I get a chance to do that. We got a newborn that just joined us a couple of weeks ago, so my life got a little more hectic recently.
Oh, you got to roll a 7-Eleven. My baby needs a new pair of shoes, man. So, Anthony, we appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thanks. Have a great day.
All right, take care. Anthony Dudas again, Williston Airport Director. Great stuff there. And I'm heading out to Tioga tomorrow. We're going to be out, not quite all the way out to Williston, but definitely out in Tioga. We've got the drone camp for kids tomorrow in Tioga, so be sure and join us for that. A couple of very special guests. We're hoping to have Kathy Nessett join us. She does some incredible things in the oil and gas industry, and some other special guests as well. All right, stay with us. When we come back, there's so much to talk about. We've got some emails. If you want to call in, share your point of view, it's easy to do. 701-271-1100. Again, that's 701-271-1100. This is the Chris Berg Show.
Time keeps on slipping into the future.
WZFG AM 1100 is live and on location.
We are live and on location over at Three Lions Pub in West Fargo. This is one of Jay and I's favorite spot. We come out here as often as we can, which is pretty often. And they've got lunch now, too, that started at 11 o'clock every day. And I'm going to be out here until 6 o'clock tonight. And we've got happy hour that goes until 6 with $3 off apps and $1 off You Calls It. And by the way, it's trivia night. So if you hang out a little longer, you can win some prizes and have some fun with trivia. Get your friends together for that. Also, Thursday means $2 off basket meals. So it's good to save some money when you can, right? Especially these days. They also have $3.50 pounders and $4 craft pounders. And by the way, they want to thank first responders out here at Three Lions Pub. military personnel, and seniors. So they're offering 15% discount for your lunch, dinner, or drinks at Three Lions Pub if you are any of those things. But get out here tonight before 6 while I'm here. We've got some Three Lions gift certificates. I've got some of those flag hats to give away as well. But it's just so much fun. Friends, food, and fun out here at Three Lions Pub on 13th Avenue in Southwest Fargo. They've got some new menu items too to check out: mac and cheese bites, banger sandwiches, and breaded mushrooms. Alex Taylor from the Need to Know Morning Show, live at Three Lions Pub on 13th Avenue in Southwest Fargo.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the North Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the North Dakota Broadcasters Association at this station.
It's the first unlimited full-service and exterior works wash club at Don's Car Washes. You can have the best of both worlds with unlimited interior and exterior washes at the Don's on 13th Avenue and unlimited exterior washes at the Don's on 52nd Avenue. Truly unlimited washes for only $49.99 per month. Join Don's Unlimited Wash Club. Exterior unlimited washes starting as low as $19.99 per month. It's never been easier to put a smile on your car at Don's Car Washes.
Did you know you can move for free? Sound too good to be true? Action Movers has an exclusive program that gives you the opportunity to do exactly that. Call Action Movers and they'll set you up with a local realtor who will help you sell and or find a new home, whether it be in North Dakota or anywhere else in the country. In exchange, you'll earn $5 back for every $1,000 in your home sale or purchase price. No catch. Just move with Action Movers to get the cash back. Call them today, 701-566-5532.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey, and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love.
You know, there's been a lot of conversation right now about this Inflation Reduction Act and the fact that they're going to put another $80 billion into the IRS and hire another 87,000 IRS agents. And what's shocking, I mean, you may or may not have seen the story, but there was actually a job posting out where they were suggesting IRS agents having the ability and willingness to use deadly force. More on that in a moment, and some lead up to that I think will give you some context that's very, very important. First, though, we want to get to some comments as well that have been coming in, and I want to remind you, as you look at what's happening, the markets have been turning around as of late. This is not financial advice, but things seem to be at least going in a different direction. Gas prices going down. We saw inflation. I shouldn't laugh, but inflation was 0 yesterday. Actually, it was 8.5%, but the president's going to tell you it's 0. I say all this because right now it's really important to really understand decentralized finance. What does that mean? What does it mean for you and your family? And what are the great places you can get educated about actually being your own bank? There's a saying in decentralized finance about your keys, your coins, your keys, your coins. You really become your own custodian, which for some people is like, wait, what? It's important to understand after what we saw happen in Canada to the truckers. So I want to encourage you to email Patrick Riley. It's very easy to do. You can email him, patrick@thereaper.io. He's got his own decentralized token, but it's patrick@thereaper.io. Just email him, say, hey, Patrick, I want to find out more about decentralized finance and what it is, how it works. He'll be more than happy to sit down with you and visit with you. And you may find that his token works for you, or you may not. All right, so let's get to this. Some of the comments coming in first, and then we'll get to the IRS thing. So Robert says, blue checks. The FBI would never plant evidence. Oh, man, this is a good one. Whitmer defense this morning. FBI informant planted explosive materials in truck of defendant so FBI could confiscate the evidence upon arrest. Remember Kevin Kleinsmith, ex-FBI lawyer, falsifying Carter Page surveillance application to the secret FISA court. Yeah, you're right. The FBI is a bunch of stand-up, amazing people. That's from Robert Smith. Robert, very well said, and you laid that out fantastic. The Whitmer situation with the governor out of Michigan, more and more details are coming out there, but the Kleinsmith one is fantastic, what they did to Carter Page, and yet I don't think much happened to Kleinsmith. I don't remember exactly what he ended up getting charged with and uh, if he actually was convicted, but it was a pretty light tap on the wrist, considering that he completely ruined. You remember Carter Page? Hopefully that name rings a bell for many of you, but he was doing a lot of interviews on Fox News and talking about how his life has been ruined, and they had him as this Russian agent. And even, Anthony McCabe or Andy McCabe. I mean, he would go on CNN and suggest to people on CNN, hey, I think President Trump still could be a Russian asset. This is a guy that had access to incredible information and would still go out and peddle just ridiculous information. So thank you for that. Carrie says, hey, if this magistrate, meaning the magistrate judge, recused himself from Trump's lawsuit against Hillary, why would he not recuse himself from this approved raid on Trump's home? Trump's lawsuit against Hillary. I don't remember that. So, Carrie, thank you for that, though. Dale says, hey, regarding your guest response to his email, of course we know Merrick Garland would not go after Hillary or Obama. Obama's a past president, as is Donald Trump. Hillary's a past Secretary of State. He could go after them. He could open an investigation. They have not been tried and exonerated by a court, nor will they ever be tried by a court. John Brennan, lied under oath. Anything happening to John Brennan? Oh, that's right. John Brennan now's got a cushy, well-paid gig on, MSNBC. Andy McCabe wasn't fully forthright, right? He's got a cushy gig now on CNN. So real quickly, the CNN situation, I remember a while back, there was a conversation about the IRS, and I'm going to share a headline with you and then quickly tell you the most recent story that has come to light. But this is from 2019, January of 2019. The headline reads, IRS has 4,500 guns and 5 million rounds of ammunition. So the IRS, and it goes on in this article talking about how the IRS has machine guns, right? We were told machine guns are illegal. You don't need those. The IRS has machine guns, according to this article, 4,500 firearms and 5 million rounds of ammunition. So then this recently was brought to light and has since been deleted. But the IRS had a job posting out saying this: major duties listed in the job description included a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situations on the job. If you're going after people as the IRS, that definitely is going to give you some heart palpitations. Some people can do some weird things, but it says also be willing and able to participate in arrests, execution of search warrants, and other dangerous assignments. One of those being, it includes you having the right and the willingness to carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Fascinating. All right, tomorrow we're going to be live in Tioga out in western North Dakota because the drone camp for kids there is happening on Saturday. So we're going to have some special guests to share with you all the exciting things happening out in natural oil and gas country in western North Dakota. This is the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Friday Eve. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4.